Hello TikTokers, I'm the Christian Relationship Counsellor on YouTube, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's brand new and I will be doing these videos on YouTube. But I need some kind of encouragement, of course. I need to know that I'm in the right direction. I need to know that what I'm talking about is useful, and that's the only way I can tell. And Are like to kind of build it up because I do feel that Christians have a hard rap, and I do think that Christians are in a bit of a quandary when it comes to relationships and how to behave. Expectations are so high on Christians when it comes to what people expect of them with regard to their behaviour. It's almost like they're supposed to put up with everything. They're supposed to just be so giving and caring and forgiving. And people don't kind of see them as ordinary people. It's almost like they're supposed to be perfect. And whatever they do is supposed to be from the Bible, from the book, and they have to tolerate bad behaviour under the guise of Christianity and forgiveness. So this channel is for all kinds of people, but yes, I am aiming at Christians just for that reason. So today's video is taken from Matthew 12:43, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, "When an evil spirit leaves a person seeking rest but finding none, then it says, 'I will return to the person I came from.' So it returns and finds its former home empty and in order. Then the spirit finds 7 spirits more evil than itself, and they all enter the person and live there. And so the person is worse off than before. That will be the experience of this evil generation." Now, when I think about that evil spirit leaving the person and seeking rest, I think about those people who harness problems, people who don't really talk about what's bothering them. People who are upset because their partners are treating them unfairly, do not appreciate them, are taking them for granted, and yet they do not want to talk about it. They do not want to speak about it because it will cause conflict. So they hold it in, they suppress, and they become resentful, and they become passive aggressive, and they do not want to talk to their partner about what is ailing them, and their partner doesn't really know what's ailing them, and so the partner becomes in a bad mood, and it becomes a vicious circle. And what normally happens in these situations is that where somebody goes off with one evil spirit and they suppress it, and so that they think that that evil spirit is being put to rest or is seeking peace, that's not what happens. It's compounded. And what happens is that when you do not express yourself, when you do not share what's ailing you, all of the other evil spirits come and take rest. They come and take rest inside you. You'll have the angry spirit because you haven't expressed how you're feeling. You'll have the spirit of pride because you do not want to talk about your what's bothering you, because you don't want to be seen as one of those people who are complaining, so you think that you shouldn't say anything. You could have the spirit of withdrawal, where you stop communicating with your partner or your spouse. And you can have I'm just going to read what I have here. The evil spirit could be resentment because your partner has undervalued you, chastised you, wronged you in some way, and you think leaves you because you are suppressing it. So what I'm saying here is that you think the spirit leaves you because you're suppressing it, but it hasn't. It's just in there, inside you, fermenting and getting you more angrier by the minute, more upset by the minute, more resentful by the minute, more frustrated and irritable by the minute. And when you are irritable, what happens? The slightest little thing someone says to you, you get angry. Somebody tries to resolve it with you, you're short-tempered, you lack tolerance. These are the evil spirits that come back, reside in you, and make things worse than what they were before. Had you discussed or spoke out about what was bothering you, you would not have it suppressed inside you, and it wouldn't be compounded, and you wouldn't be feeling upset and disappointed and angry and agitated. However, because you haven't expressed yourself, you find that the spirits of anger, contempt, selfishness, judgment, envy, hatred, pride take over. The individual ends up feeling worse than before. So you can imagine if you're resentful with your partner about something, and especially if it's to do with him taking you for granted, what are you going to do? You're going to start holding back. You're going to stop giving. You're going to become selfish. Like I said, if you're unable to speak about what's bothering you, you're going to feel contempt and angry. And they do have something called gestalt therapy or gestalt therapy, depending on where you're from. Gestalt. And it's where somebody who's ailed you, you imagine that they are in front of you. They could have passed on. They could be in a different country. So you imagine that they're in front of you in a chair, and you're facing them and you're telling them everything that's bothering you. You actually release that evil spirit, those evil intentions, those evil emotions, those evil thoughts, because you are telling that person exactly how you feel. So many people don't have the opportunity to tell people who have passed on how they felt, how that person hurt them, how that person caused them pain, how that person undervalued them and made them feel less than. This is a way that you can actually talk to that person. You're not actually talking to that person, but you're imagining that you're talking to that person. And the actual act of releasing that anger and that resentment on that person that you imagine to be in that chair works. It actually relieves you of those evil spirits and gives you a sense of peace. So what I'm saying to you is that when you have something that's bothering you, it's really important to talk to someone about it. If you don't trust anyone and you don't want to talk to someone about it, you journal. Journaling is such a good idea. You just write down exactly how you're feeling. Nobody has to see what you're writing, but you write it to get it out of your system. The most important thing is to get it out of your system. Because you know it causes stress when you keep it in. And you know what stress causes? Cancer. A lot of people, they're dying because they have unresolved issues. And these evil spirits are fermenting inside them and causing cancer and all kinds of things. So in order to keep yourself healthy, you need to release those evil spirits, those evil thoughts, those evil intentions, the feeling that somebody isn't treating you well and you are unable to tell them. Those people, especially people in narcissistic relationships, you feel as though you have to tolerate their behavior. You have to tolerate the fact that they are manipulating you and goading you and making out like they care for you when you know that they don't. And so you hold that in. You hold in those feelings that you know that somebody doesn't really care for you, and yet they're pretending that they do. So just type it up or write it out, everything that you're feeling. The fact that you don't have to tell the person how you're feeling or what you're feeling. All you need to do is get it out of your system. And that alone will help you. Narcissists are very good at infiltrating your peace, stealing your joy. They're very good at masquerading as good people. But you know that they're not. And so you have to just make sure that you keep yourself healthy, at peace. If you can't tackle the narcissist, you tackle yourself and you make sure you get rid of everything it is you're feeling. And I hope that this works for you. Like I said, please subscribe to my new channel, the Christian Relationship Counsellor on YouTube. And let me have your thoughts if you find these videos useful. And that's all I've got to say for now. Bye-bye.